Good afternoon to you. My name is Jon Pinder. I'm not the usual interviewer at the Comedy Lounge Comedian Interviews, but today we're interviewing the interviewer. And today the interviewee being interviewed by me, the interviewer, who's not the usual interviewer. Let me go again. I fucking ruined that. Good evening and welcome to Comedy Lounge Interviews with comedians. I am not your typical usual interviewer, which is Blake Richardson, but today Blake Richardson is the interviewee. Please welcome Blake Richardson.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
That was a god-awful
Wasn't that
introduction.
good? I like how you said Blake Richardson before you got to the announcement of who we were interviewing. Usually it's Blake Richardson, but who we have today, you guessed it, Blake Richardson. Well, my job is safely secure here as the interviewer at the Comedy Lounge. Bless you, Johnny. Bless you.
We've absolutely tanked it.
No,
I
it's great.
apologise.
It's good. It's got the usual... you're connected, so you don't. It doesn't matter if you stumble.
It was real.
It was real, wasn't it?
I said it from the heart.
Yeah. See, what I
Get
do
fucked.
is I make it professional and eloquent.
Oh,
and,
no,
and
no,
with-
none
with-
of that
with-
for me.
And it's, you know what I mean. It's like a hospital. It's so clean,
Like a proper
and
show,
That's what I
sterile.
mean.
Sterile, if
You're like a
anything.
heritage listed building. There's
I'm like,
exposed brick.
All right,
there's
mate. I don't know what I'm doing here.
Hello, mate.
Frankly, the whole thing's thrown me. Anyway, here's a bloke.
much more likable. Thank you for mixing it up. Good to be with you, John.
Yeah, thanks for
Good
coming.
to take you in.
I presume that they'll edit all the rest of the interview.
I'm sure they'll edit it around. You know how I often put my foot in my mouth?
Yes, I do.
Ever since you said that, I went, I do that quite a bit.
Where's a good example of when you've done that?
Just all the time.
I've
I'm
just
like,
got the
my jobs are so hard. And then someone's like, you work in a cafe
That was
15
a big
hours
one.
a week.
That was
And
a
I'm
big
like,
one. Because you were saying
but-
it was such a nightmare. And Simon, my father-in-law, had just come off a shift in the ICU.
people are dying
The
and
guy's
shit.
never going to walk again. He's got 3 daughters. He had to tell his family.
Oh.
He finishes. He goes, I'll put the podcast on. Drove from the city to Queen's Rocks.
I'm crying the whole time.
And we pulled up in the car like... He was furious. He was like, I was angry at that part.
That's so good to
It's
hear.
very funny.
It's so refreshing because
Who called you out? Dan, was it Dan Hood?
everyone calls me out on it.
Yeah.
Dan Hood, you're the trauma cleaner, a guy that literally cleans up suicides, was like, I've heard you complain on the pod. And then I was literally mopping up brains while you were saying that frothing lattes was the hardest job in the world.
The trouble with it
But
is...
you know what I say though is that, you know how like a surface level cut really hurts.
Yes, paper cuts
Paper
are bad.
cuts are like ah.
Yeah, people
but like
would
a
rather-
deep wound. Shot kicks in, the adrenaline kicks in, and you don't
Yeah.
really feel it. You're
Yeah,
missing an
yeah,
arm,
yeah.
and you're like, what?
Yeah, you'd
that's how I
much-
think my life is.
You'd rather a left hook than a paper cut all
That's,
day.
that's what I'm saying. It's my life's just a
just-
sequence of paper cuts.
Oh,
Is there anything worse? You know? And people are walking around with arms missing, being like, this is tough. I'm like, but you had adrenaline on your side. You had fucking,
yeah.
you had all
You
these,
had a moment to step up to.
you had all these chemicals kicking in. I
yeah.
had nothing. I was in the,
I had to deal with this. I had to deal with this by myself.
I'm like, I've got nerve endings at play here. Yours were sizzled in the fire.
That's true.
Yours were melted in the fire.
That's true, though.
But what I did say with the foot putting in the mouth is that my mate goes, why the mustache? You know, he's one of those guys. Why the mustache?
no.
no,
Don't be like that.
But I said to him, I was like, well, what it is that I think it looks good, right? I said basically like, look, sometimes when I dress too well on stage and I'm clean shaven, I got to work hard against my own look. So the mustache is a little bit silly. It kind
Yeah.
of gets them on board, but I think it looks good. And he turned to me and he went, "You're not that good looking, cunt." And I went, "Oh, that's what I've basically said, isn't it? I've basically said I'm so handsome. It's really hard. So I've thrown a silly thing on my face." Just to get them on board.
I'm trying to level the playing field for other people.
I'm trying to extend some relatability to the audience. I mean, like, I'm not perfect. I've got a little mustache, you see? And he's like, but you're not that good looking. And I was like, no, I am. No, I am.
Yeah, I am though.
It's tough. And
you don't know.
And any time I've bombed, I've often suspected
It's because
I'm just so
it's 'cause of my
symmetrical.
jaw.
It's because I'm gorgeous, dude. I've been bombing a
People
whole
can
lot less
tell.
with this mustache. So yeah, I do like putting the foot in the mouth though.
It's I think it's a really lovely quality.
Yeah.
Because it's not that you've ever gone. It's not that you've ever gone. Nah, my thing. You've always gone, oh, yeah. Oh, fuck.
Well, it's great.
Oh, yeah. Palestine. You know? There's always like,
there is Palestine.
Oh,
going.
yeah. Fuck. I hadn't thought of that. How silly.
But I've trained myself to like that. I like being like,
It's
that's so silly of me.
It's the risk of being. The risk of being completely open and vulnerable is that you'll put your foot in your mouth. But then the antidote is in the same fucking thing.
Yes.
Because then they get to see and go, oh, yeah, what a dipshit. So they see the whole thing from mistake to solution.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
So from mistake to admission of mistake, and then we're back to love you again.
Well, that's the plan, isn't it?
Do you see?
It's all tactical.
Yeah, the whole thing.
I realise what I've done.
You know, I've taken you full circle. Well, now I'm going to be racist.
Well, I had that bit about. I was trying a bit for a while about how, if the lady says I'm going to come, it makes me want to come too.
Yeah.
And I said you got to keep it a secret.
Yeah.
I tried it on stage, and there was an out-of-towner. What was his name? Zach Dwyer. Zach Dyer?
Oh, yes, Zach Dyer.
Another mustache man.
Yeah.
He's
Have you seen his rig?
He's what? Sorry?
His rig. He's
His
got
body.
a Fight Club rig.
He's got a good body, does he?
He's got, it's not just a good body. It's like an action figure. It's like...
He's got a deep
He's
deep
like
V and shit.
deep V. He's like knotted. He looks like a G.I. Joe toy that you would get in the 90s, the 80s or something. I don't know what he's doing,
Right.
but he's somehow maintained the Tyler Durden physique. And I've known him for a few years, like not terribly well, but I
Right.
run into him now and then.
You check in on his body.
Yeah, I pop on there and check. Because I'm sure that one of these days he'll let that shit go and I'll be like, fucking
Got
yes,
him.
knew it, fraud.
Well, that's why his moustache.
What do you mean?
He's got a G.I. Joe body. He's
Do you think-
fighting against
Has he
that.
admitted this to you?
No, but
You
but
think
I
that's
hope.
what's going
That's
on?
what's going on.
He's
But
like-
I did that bit one time, and he was emceeing. He was in town, and he was emceeing, and I did that bit, and it didn't
Yeah.
go overly well. And I was like,
Yeah.
what's going on? Dad
Yeah.
crowd, need a mustache. And then I got off stage, and he, as the MC, went, yeah, I'm good at making girls come too. And I was like, oh, that's exactly
He
what
saw,
I just
He
did.
saw over the top what had
He
happened.
saw what I'd done as I'd
Yeah.
basically gone up and said, I love making girls come.
Yeah.
And that it wasn't.
But it's a
funny.
thing. It's a thing. I remember you saying to me one time that so much of stand-up is self-deprecating, and sometimes you can go on stage and self-deprecate yourself to pieces and still bomb. And you were almost like why do I have to pretend to be a loser
Yes.
just to fucking make people laugh?
Yes.
Like, can there not be other things that are funny other than I'm a piece of shit?
Yes.
So you didn't say it in exactly those words, but it was an interesting fucking angle. You were like, I'm not a loser. I'm not going to pretend to be a loser. I'm not a loser.
I'm winning. I'm crashing it. That's what I've always wanted in like Australian Idol. You know how they're always like, I'm singing for Nan. You know, they get out there and they're like,
I'm singing because I'm fucking sick.
Yeah, I want to go there. And then
Yeah.
there's nothing. There's like a slow piano, like instrumental behind it. And they're like, so what's going on with you, Darren?
Yeah.
And he's like,
Yeah.
nothing.
Nothing. Shit's
Crushing
great.
it. Crushing it.
Fucking killing it,
Yeah,
eh?
killing it. And just won the lotto as well. This is just a cherry on top for me. And I've got the voice of an angel. And he goes up there and he's like, oh, and just nails it. And they're like, he is pretty good.
They're like,
But he gives them nothing.
we can't
They're like,
sell this.
They're like, but surely there's something, Darren. Surely your cat's got diabetes. He's like,
I
no.
thought you were going to say diarrhea.
Cat's got diarrhea. Oh, yeah, the carpets are a mess. He's squirting all over the place, his whiskers. But me, top notch.
I'm doing good.
So, yes, that's the struggle that I have in stand-up.
It's difficult being handsome.
It's tough. And
I think that's a projected thing as well from other comedians. Because it really is a thing.
What do you mean?
He's not going to be able to do it. He's too well-adjusted, too good-looking. He's got a nice physique. I don't know why it's a thing. I think it's a numbers game.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, people go, well, most stand-up comedians are weird, knobbly little freaks. Therefore,
Looking at the
Exhibit A. Therefore, if they're in good nick, then they're not going to be any good because they've not had to use their humour
Yes.
to wriggle out. People make assumptions. It's like people do that thing about women comedians are not as funny as men comedians. And it's like a ratio thing.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? Because there's not as many women comedians generally.
Yes.
Therefore, there's not as many good ones because they're doing the housework. And
I
that.
see what you're saying. Yes. You need more numbers. You need more volume.
Yeah.
Well, I've often thought this about
That's true.
penises.
Because good-looking people don't think, how am I going to get any attention?
Yes. Why do I have to?
Because they got a load of attention.
Why dig deeper? Because the first plan has always worked.
The first plan's always worked.
You know
I
what I
don't
mean?
need to do any work. You want to sit with a notepad? Fuck off.
I've thought that, and I thought as well, it's like, what a curse to have a nice big penis. What a curse it
Awful.
is. Because, you've kind of won in life. You've got the confidence.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, this
Where
is
does it
good.
go from
You
there?
never dig deeper.
There's no need.
And that's what I'm going to pass on to my sons as the gift of hard work, because they're going to have a look and they're going to be like, I've got to figure out some skills. Because it can't just be this. It can't be that. I got to get really good at cunnilingus.
That's a thing as well.
What's that? Cunnilingus. It is. Sophie's in good hands.
It's a thing. Cunnilingus is a thing. I've had a message. Oh,
You've
it's
had a message?
squirrely.
Squirrely's message, Joe.
Yeah.
In my interview.
In the middle of an interview. Oh, it's us. Oh, this is so... Oh, fuck. He's doing it as a live video.
Oh, great.
Jesus.
Oh, great. Hello, everyone. Hello, Squirrely.
Oh, we've said off-colour shit. I thought this was...
Speaking of Squirrely, what a guy.
I thought this was
Private.
an edited thing.
It's going to be edited, yeah.
I'm chewing gums and all sorts of shit.
That's all right.
Yeah, but it's a live video. That's no good.
It's not live.
Oh, somebody put... I can see a thing on there that's like, this person joined, that person joined.
Just a post. That's
It was just a post.
Sarah's gone live with it. Don't worry about it. We're all right.
Squirrely's like, who's the English guy?
It's just a little thing that we're doing.
But I've missed you.
I've missed you. Let me bash out a question.
Go on, hit me with some questions.
You got a writing process. Where is it now?
Where is it now? Yeah, because it's always in flow
It's always
and
in flux, isn't it?
Where it is now is I am getting ideas for bits and premises. I'm taking it to comics that I trust, and I'm saying, this is how I'm getting to the bit. Because this is what I've discovered, is that often what makes you think of the bit is not actually... You attach to whatever made you think of the bit, and then you're like, that's the bit. It's not.
Yes.
That's just a tag. It ends up just being a tag,
yeah,
and you've got to zoom out, and you need someone to zoom out for you
Yes.
and be like, no. It's not about...
That's not the
It's
funny
not about
thing.
your wife.
It doesn't matter about that.
Your wife shouldn't... It's not about dual income. It's about the fact that you're both working really hard, but you're getting nowhere in life, and you want to spend
Yes.
more quality time
Yeah,
together. Whatever it
yeah.
is. So I've started with the process now to think of something that's funny, and then...
Say it.
say it, and then go, what's the concept? Zoom out and think about it more. So I'm not sitting at the laptop anymore. I can't do it. It's yuck.
You were doing that, though,
I was
weren't you?
doing it,
And you
yeah.
wrote some great shit like that, but it doesn't work for you anymore.
It doesn't work. I think that I need to trust. I'm just, as time goes on and you do more gigs, you just start to see the pattern. You're like,
Yeah.
this happens all the time. You need to, because you write a bit and then it's clunky and then you work it out and then eventually, hopefully, that bit starts working and it starts to become reliable.
I've never had it in me to go through that process.
You have, but we all do it.
To go, I'm going to chip away, I'm going to rewrite it, I'm going to edit it. It's like, once I'm at one edit,
But you do
I'm
it on
so bored of
stage.
the
But
bit.
you do it on stage.
Yeah. On stage I can do it.
But what I'm saying is you forget the whole process. You forget all the work that went into it. And then you just think, I just came up with that bit. It was ready to
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
And then a new bit comes out, it doesn't work. And you're like, but the other one I just came up with and it was ready. But it wasn't. You've
Yeah.
forgotten that it took some shaping. So in answer to your question, now I'm just thinking of bits. If I can get a little tag and a way to exit and a way to just try the concept and then get a laugh and get out, that's what I'll start with.
Yeah.
And then...
And if it grows on
If it
stage,
grows,
it grows. Yeah,
and then
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
try and maybe extend it a bit longer. But I've got that safety now. I've got that parachute of that punchline that if I'm hating it and I've got nothing else, I'll just do the punchline and I'll move on.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm starting to do on
That's
stage.
what I've always found. That's what you think. I think the reason I ask you that is because I think people watch these sorts of things. If they're anything like me, when I watch them, I'm gleaning like bits of fucking tricky stuff out of.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? I see a comedian talking about comedy. I'm like, what do you got that I can have?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, that's a fucking interesting way of doing it. I'm going to try that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And every now and then you'll get one that resonates with you, and a lot of the time they don't. Like, people will watch, especially if they just started stand-up, they'll watch Seinfeld talking about how to do stand-up. It's like, that sounds unbearable.
Yeah, totally.
Fuck, Jesus, he's sitting there, but we're going to write until the alarm goes, and we're going to cut down.
Oh, that's horrible.
I
And you'll
can't
beat
think
yourself,
of
you'll beat your
anything
head
worse.
against a wall. And something else that I've noticed is, I can't remember, a comic said it to me in the green room one time, and they said that, they just broke down what I do in every bit. And they weren't being mean about it. They
Yeah.
were just like, this is how you do bits and this is how you do things. And the filter, because every comic has a filter, right? My filter is, if I've thought of something funny, I go, where's the physical act out? Where's the facial expressions that I can do?
It's just that's the only bit I'm excited.
Yeah, I
to
know.
do.
Can I do an accent?
Yeah, yeah.
Can I make my body floppy?
I'm such a hack.
Yeah, can I open my eyes real wide and have a look? And if I can't, I don't really trust that bit.
Yeah.
Like I've never have, but I could write a great joke that's just like neat and tidy and then it's done. But I'd be
Yes.
like, that's a terrible joke. I couldn't even do an accent and stretch that into 4 minutes.
Anytime I ever try to write it into a way like that, none of the lines work. Nothing that I write in a pen works as it's said.
Right.
Because I don't talk like how I write.
Yes.
And also I can't remember it.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you an example. I was sort of trying to work one out the other week because we did this lovely open mic here, the Funniest Five, get down, get some tickets on the Saturday. And I was doing a spot and I thought, I've just got a joke. Let me just try a joke. And I think I've told you this ages ago, but I've revisited it. It was about the Ivan Milat, the backpacker serial killer.
Yeah.
The backpacker that got away from him that led to Ivan's arrest, his name was Paul Onions. And I said, I said, Paul Onions, what a terrible name. He's had that bird and then his serial killer's trying to get him.
You should just leave it there.
Yeah, and then
His
move on.
name was Paul Onions.
And then move on. That's good. I might try.
Anyway, my eyes are bulgy.
Yeah,
and
my
that.
eyes are bulging. But I had this thing where I said Paul Onions. And I said, but that makes Ivan Milat the only guy to ever cry from not cutting up onions. And I think that's a funny joke.
It's good. It's classic stand-up sort of.
Right.
Like,
But then
it's like
I
a
did
Gene
it.
Parrott. Here's how you write a joke.
Yes.
You know, you put this, you put that, onions.
And I was happy. I was like,
Yeah.
that's good. And then I did it on stage and it didn't get much.
Yeah,
and,
you wanna go.
And I wanted to
Onions.
Yeah, but I wanted to do like the accent of Paul and then act out Ivan trying to cut someone. I don't know. I wanted to do more. And I guess I'm not apologizing for that as much anymore, even internally, being
What do
like,
you
that's
mean?
what. Well, because I used to go, why can't you just fucking write jokes and stop hiding behind your charisma and your facial expressions and your voices
good
and shit and your
looks and
fucking
your-
big penis
Yeah.
and shit. But you know what I mean? Sometimes you see comics that can carry not the best jokes just because they're likable or they have an energy. You know, but I want to get away from that. I've wanted to get away from that, but now I'm just like, nah, fuck it. If I
Yeah.
can do more voices and write one thing
It's
and turn
funny.
it into 4 minutes
It's
and get
funny.
laughs, I don't care.
I don't know who comes along and makes you feel bad about it. Somebody will
It's
at some
me.
point. Will come along and go, "That's you. I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's cheap. That's stupid." But
tell
they
you what,
like it. And I like
when
it.
If you like, I'll keep going. But in pub gigs, because like you know, in a pro room when it's more of a performance and you've got a big crowd and they're there for comedy, it's great. It's
Yeah.
awesome. But then you go out to a pub gig where there's 6 people and I'm dragging my foot across the stage and I'm doing 2 accents and I'm holding
Yes.
facial expressions and
Yeah.
and they're like, we're right here and I work FIFO and
Yeah.
tell me a joke. And I'm
Yeah.
like, hey.
But still, like jokes work for those. But what else works for those? Because those people in those pubs tend to want the jokes to be about them as well.
Yes.
Don't you find that?
Yeah.
Like they have a great night if you watch this act eat a dick and that act eat a dick, and then you come along and you go, I'm just going to make jokes out of these people here.
Yes.
And you roast all the people, and they're like, best night of comedy of my fucking life,
Yeah.
mate. That was
He
so
pointed
good.
at insecurities I didn't even know I
I didn't
had.
even know I had it. The missus is cheating.
Yeah.
She's cheating. She's
The
cheating.
marriage is a shambles. What a night out. Yeah, I admire those guys, but I'm trying to build the skills. But in answer to
Yeah.
your question, that's the writing process now. Is it come up with stuff, zoom out, try it on stage, and then just keep doing your facial expressions and see where it goes.
Yeah, it's almost a sort of a deliberate sort of act of trying to do it your own way,
Yeah.
isn't it? Like rather than catering to the system of how it's supposed to work. It's a tricky thing. Oh, this is a good question.
Go on then.
What's your pet hate in comedians?
Pet hate in comedians.
Yeah, what do you fucking like? Mine is.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, go on.
Have you got one?
Yeah, go on. You go though. I want to hear yours.
It's good to be here.
Yeah, you don't like
I
that.
fucking hate
It's good to be here.
I hate it.
Yeah, you don't like
It's
that. And
good
you've
to-
told
it's
me
good to be
that.
here. Who says that ever?
You've told me
I
that.
never say that anywhere.
Because you know what it is.
Good to be here.
You know what it is?
so silly.
You're doing a call to arms of be more creative. That's what I think you're doing is you're
Do you think
saying,
it's
comics,
not-
get out there
It's
and just
like
be more creative,
that
be
person
present.
just said it. The person before him just said it.
Yes.
It's good to be here.
Yeah. I want to disclaim, though, all my pet hates are things that I've done and then I've gone, oh, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying,
Oh,
I hate when
probably
losers
say-
do this. I've
Yeah,
never
yeah,
done
yeah.
this. I don't like people laughing at their own jokes on their punchlines.
I do that all the time.
If it's genuine, it's different.
I'm so
If
funny.
you're pulling it off, if you're like, I can't believe this moment, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But if people that kind of just go like, and it's
Yeah.
fake and it's forced,
It's awful if it's bombing as well.
that's what I mean. That's probably what I'm seeing. That's the context
the
of
one
what I'm
person
seeing.
laughing in the
Is
silence,
them.
and it's the person that said it. It's grim.
That's not good. I don't like people saying round of applause for this, and there's just because I understand what's going on. You want to get some momentum going, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not getting laughed at me, but
Yeah.
maybe if I get them making noise,
Give yourselves
it'll
a round
boost
of
me.
applause for coming out.
Yeah, exactly. The round of applause for coming out.
Get off your chairs. Bow down to yourselves for coming out.
And then they start to get desperate, and then they thank the MC. They say, round of applause for the MC, round of applause for the bar staff, round of applause for the Freo Dockers, round of applause for wearing shoes. If you're wearing shoes, make some noise. And it's like you just keep doing, because what you're doing is you're fatiguing the audience and the trust.
Yeah.
Of making them interact, and
Yeah.
you're chewing it. So by the time the headliner
It's like
gets
you
out or
forget
whatever,
that they're real people. That
Yeah.
they've all got their own like internal thoughts going. I want to applaud myself.
I don't want to applaud
for coming out.
shoes.
And just go places where I'm not applauding shoes. I knew a guy who saw another guy make a whole room of people applaud a baby.
that's fucking,
He
that's
was
pretty
like-
funny.
He's like, did he never think that babies, if anybody in the world, are the people that care the least for a round of applause?
That's good. It's such
Like,
a low-hanging
if anything,
fruit.
it unsettles them a bit.
Start screaming.
It's
Was that Arj
chaos.
Barker that did that?
It wasn't Arch Barker.
Round of applause as the baby exits the gig.
Round of applause for the baby.
Because what I've noticed is when I've MC'd, right, this is etiquette. The headliner thanks the MC.
Yes.
The headliner thanks the MC. But I've
Yeah.
seen, and I've done it too,
Yeah.
support acts thank the MC.
Yeah.
And they do it the first time, and then if every act does it,
Yes.
I've seen the headliner walk out and go, round of applause for your MC, and no one applauds.
are
They're
like-
fucking over it.
Yeah.
And then the headliner's like, oh, was he dog shit? Was he? Like,
I think that the headliner can applaud the MC. I mean, what the fuck do I know? I think the headliner can applaud the MC because by that point, they've pretty much done their job for the night.
yeah.
You could even have them do it at the end of your set, applauding them back on the stage after they've done a whole night of MCing.
Sure.
Because it's the trickiest of all the jobs in a comedy night.
Yeah.
If your first one on, it's like, cunt's not done anything.
Yes,
Can you say
exactly.
cunt in a-
You can. No, you should.
There's an Irish comedian I know. He goes, I don't like that. I don't like people applauding me, like asking for applause for me. He's like, I'll get my own applause.
Yeah, that's...
If I haven't earned the applause, I don't need the applause.
Yeah.
I don't like people to come out and go, give that man a round of applause. Like,
Yes.
we'll fucking applaud him if we want to applaud him.
Yeah, and I think my final... Because you've only given me... You only said name one, but I've named four. The other one that I don't like is... is comics...
In general.
Yeah, in general. But also, like, comics giving advice after a bad set.
That was one of the other questions, was a worst green room trait in a fellow comedian.
There you go.
That
Well,
was
let's
another
just tag
question
onto
for you.
that. I think
Yeah.
that's that, because it depends, right? Because if a comic has come off and they are newer and you've just, you can see the solve, you're like,
Yes.
dude, and they want it. They're like, what happened?
Yeah.
If they come back there and go, guys, what did I do?
Yeah, why
What
does
the
this
fuck?
bit not work?
Why is this not
Yeah.
working? And then someone goes, reluctantly, you're doing great. But I think maybe
Yeah.
the fact that you open your set by saying your uncle fucked you before you've earned any trust is putting them off a bit. You know, that's different.
You
But if-
rattled him with the butt fucking.
yeah, you rattled them. They didn't know you, and you came out and they were like, "My dad fucks me." But if we all have bad sets, sometimes it's not your night, it's not your crowd, and most of the time, most comics that are good, they know what they did wrong.
Yes.
Even if it was in the moment, they go, "Fuck, I know what happened there. That's all good," and they come off. The worst thing is they sit back, and then a comic goes, "Can I say?" You shouldn't do too many faces. You should tell more jokes. And it's like, dude, we all have bad sets. I know what happened. I'm beaten. I'm probably going to kill myself anyway.
Yeah, and
I
then
don't need your encouragement.
They go out and do a tepid as fuck. set
Yeah,
too.
and often the advice that they give is the exact advice they should give
should
themselves.
take. Yeah.
Like, I tell you what, man, you just really need to be more present.
Yeah.
And then they'll
or
get out there.
or they should do the thing that they're criticizing you for.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, yeah, it would level their shit up if they did.
Yeah, I just never think it's appropriate unless prompted, unless being like, I respect the shit out of you.
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? And they'll be like, maybe this.
Yeah.
You know, that's that toxic green room trait.
It's bad. It's a bad
Toxic.
green room because there's nothing better than a good green room.
Oh,
it's
the
more
best.
fun than the gig, isn't it?
So much better.
But then there's nothing grimmer than a shit green room where like the stage is like, God, let me just have 10 minutes here.
Do you know something that I do love though, and you taught me this, is that, and again, this sounds so self-congratulatory, but there is a part of me that you instilled in me early on that you should love trying to bury the next act. If you're
You
a
gotta
comic,
try.
you've got to try.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're having a good set,
It's not to fuck them up.
No, it's not to-
because it
but-
levels everybody up if everybody's trying to fucking go for their best shot.
but there is the sweetest feeling when you walk off after a great set and the comic that's about to go out goes, yeah, cheers, cunt.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Even
yeah,
in a
yeah.
playful way.
Yeah.
You know, like
I had it a few weeks ago here with Tarbod Schumer, and he come out and he had this lovely crowdy bit, and he was talking about what's the bum version of cunnilingus?
Bummerlingus,
Bummilingus.
analingus.
Analingus.
Yeah.
He was doing that stuff, and then when I would come out and do like silly stuff about birds and shit.
You ever noticed with birds?
You ever noticed?
They're always eating each other's ass.
They're so silly, aren't they? And people and they'd just been like whipped into a
Yes.
frenzy by Tarbo doing all this shit.
Yeah.
Because it was the moment that turned the show, and people were like, "Oh, it's a little bit naughty in here," and they loved it, and they were right into it. And it took me 2 shows to go, I'm going to have to reference the bum eating
Yes.
if I'm going to get anywhere with these people.
That's great. I mean, what a feeling Tarbo would have had, whether he admitted it or not, is that when you walk off and you're like, follow that fucker.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
You're like, you're panicking? Good.
yeah, good.
And I've done it vice versa, whereas I've seen comics that I love. Like Luke Joseph Ryan, one time I remember we were on a lineup together and he was just destroying with crowd work.
Yeah.
So present. And I
He's
was about
very,
to get
very
up
good
and
at
do
it.
all like material and faces and shit. And I
Yeah.
was like,
What's this?
it's me, like, it's material I'd prepared.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Like, it's my notes.
Yeah,
I was about to
I thought it was like a skull with a.
I was about to do Shakespeare. I was about to do Hamlet. But I remember just watching him in awe, being like, I'm going to bomb so bad. But I love his comedy. So I
Yes.
was enjoying it. And I was like, oh, he's burying me here. This is
Yeah,
going to be an
yeah.
awful
Oh,
set.
what am I gonna do?
And as he got off, I was like, I was so happy for him. I was
Yeah.
like, congrats, I'll figure it out.
Yes.
Like I was like, enjoy this.
Yeah.
Don't watch me.
I'm gonna, yeah. Oh, that's
Don't
sweet.
watch, don't watch.
You were a good guy about it.
But
as
it's
well.
only, and he pointed out, I told him that, and he pointed out, it's only because you like me and you like my style of comedy. It's
Yeah.
actually, it wouldn't happen if you're watching a comic who you don't love their stuff.
you don't rate 'em,
and
you're
they're
like-
crushing, and you're like, oh, they're going to hate me because I think this person's
that's
trash.
true.
And I hate their points of view, and I
Yeah.
think they're not likable, and this is just naughty, yucky
Yeah.
stuff. And they're leveling. They're like, I'm going to go. You guys clearly don't like what I have to offer.
Yeah, I've got like 10 minutes on tea towels. What the fuck? They're gonna hate this.
and they've done 10 minutes on dishwashers that is annihilating, eradicating the need for a tea towel. It's irrelevant. So yeah, so that's another thing. So I guess I do like doing well and just trying to bury the next act so they lift.
Yeah.
And vice versa, I do like the feeling of, oh, I got to lift. This person
Yeah.
is fucking hard to follow.
It's so weird because everywhere around the performing arts, it's like it's a show. We're all on the same team to do a good job for the audience. But I can't help but feel just instinctively that friendly competition is a good thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It shouldn't be mean-spirited because then it goes yucky, and a yucky green room's no good. But I don't know. It's weird because everybody I speak to goes, "Oh fuck no, I never compete with anybody. I'm always just trying to do it." And I think, well, how do you know how you're doing then?
Yeah, I don't.
Like, I want to be trying to be as good as that person.
Yeah.
I want to try and be as good as that person. If I'm on a show, I go, well, they are fucking nailing this. I want to be at least as good as that. And I aim for it. And sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't.
I guess the challenge is that I've had to work on is doing that, but also not crossing over into indulgence where you're beating yourself
Where
up
you
and you're
bash
like,
them afterwards.
you attack them straight after the set. Why'd you shame me?
What'd you
up there?
do that for?
Yeah. You saw where I went. Did you fucking need to bring out that closer? You already had them.
They're like, Blake, you're the MC. You're like, still,
man.
if anything, it's my show.
But that's what I've started, because I used to do it too much. I'd watch someone who's not my style. They're also headlining, and I was up first, and there's all these different factors.
Yeah.
And they did well, and then I've gone, what's wrong with you?
When
It goes too far, and you're like, what's wrong with me? Like, I need to reinvent everything. I need to throw it all out. And you're like, no, they just had a great set. You take what you can learn and move on.
Yeah, it's such a grim drive home as well. I've
It
had
is.
bookers go to me, like after sets where I've gone, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel very confident in that at the moment. One booker went to me, you're annoying. You're being annoying about it. Like, cheer up. Don't be.
It was
like,
fine.
It was fine. Don't worry about it. And it was like every now and then you need somebody to go, what you do for a living is stupid.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Totally.
This shit, just have a laugh.
Yeah.
Have a laugh.
Yeah.
And leave it at that.
Well, often when that happens, and when I catch myself, it's because I've realized that whatever's going on in my life, I've made comedy, I need a win in stand-up. I need
win, I've heard you say that.
I need to have a win. And whenever I need to have a win in stand-up, I always do bad. When life's going good and I'm feeling good about myself, and then comedy is like cherries on top, there's a natural lack of desperation where you still want to do good. You always want to do good.
That's why,
but when you're like, I don't know, you and the miss are fighting, and you're not doing good. Your fantasy football's in the toilet, and you're like, I need a win. And then you go out there, and they can smell it on you. You're like, is this funny?
Yeah,
and they're like, no,
I think
too much, man.
that's true, and I think that's why that bleeds into any comedy competition. I don't like that feel.
Yeah.
Of when it's a competition, that there's something in the air that changes because we've started chasing the wrong thing.
Yeah, totally.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's what you said to me. Let's circle back to when we first met.
We're circling back.
Raw comedy state final. I never remember what year, because it was a weird one where I think it was 2021.
2000 and COVID.
2000, yeah, it was post-COVID. It was not post-COVID. It was 2021 or so, but they were having it later in the year because of COVID.
Right.
And it was like, you were hosting the grand final. I was in the grand final. I was about to go up, and we'd never actually met, but
I
I'd
made
watched
such
you.
a dick of myself that day.
You always say this, but you never did. But I'd never met you, and I was sort of like, I'm a big fan, John. Like, we were just there, and you were just sort of bobbing around, and I was about to go up and do my 5 minutes, and I said, do you have any advice, John? Like,
No, you didn't ask me if I. You said you were feeling. I said, how you feeling? And you said, I feel better for having you here, Jon Pinder.
Oh, that's such a...
Which is like a nice, like, oh, he's charismatic, he's polite.
And I
in the
kissed
green
your
room.
ring as well.
He
I
kissed
took a
my
knee.
ring, both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a whole ceremony. But I decided to give you advice,
Yes.
which was the whole nature of the thing. I stopped giving people advice that didn't ask me for it after that.
No, but what you failed to mention was that your advice was fantastic, because what you did say was, he goes, this is a comedy competition. This is, if you're going to do this long term, this is just 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. And he's like, just go out and have fun. They've already probably picked their winner.
Yeah,
Don't
I'm
even
like,
worry.
God is dead.
God is dead.
Don't
Yeah,
worry
nothing means anything. We're all just dust in the wind, Blake. And I was like, you're right. And you lowered the stakes. Whether you know it or not, you lowered the stakes for me. I'm like, oh yeah, this isn't the most important thing in the world. I just need to go and do my jokes and see if it does well. And it did shave a bit. Someone that I looked up to that I hadn't met yet saying, man, this doesn't matter. Relax. It's fine.
Yeah, right.
It did help. And I think it
was a humble pie day for me, because I gave you advice and stuff, and that you came out and did far better than I did. And then I had to go back.
Go on.
I had to
Go
go
on.
back.
Stick to the script.
Backstage, I just told him what to do, and then he just smoked it. Because it was by far the best performance of the night.
But that advice, the Sons of Fred, I just worked with them on the weekend. They do the same thing. They have this mantra amongst the three of them where one of them will turn around and be like, who cares? Whatever
Do
the
they?
situation, they go, who cares?
Do they really?
And they all laugh and they go, oh yeah, who cares?
That's lovely.
Yeah, they had an era where they didn't have their mics set up and they had to improvise just with the one mic
didn't
when they
know
usually
that.
have three.
I've known them for
and they
fucking
come
years.
off and one of them was like, oh fuck, I'm sorry, I tried to do this, and he goes, who cares?
Who cares
And they went
is
back
so
out, and
good.
then it's like a reset, and they go back to being silly.
That's fantastic. Do you have a mantra?
No.
You don't have any sort of...
Try not to be too good looking is what I tell myself.
Yeah,
I was
you're
like,
never going to manage that.
I
You're
tweak
never
the
You can
mustache.
tweak the mustache all you want.
What do I...
I always come back to... It's just... it's not like an on purpose thing and nobody told it to me, but it was something that I noticed. I've said it to you before, is connection first. Think connection first, technique after that. People will forgive you sloppy technique if they're connected to you.
It's so true.
And so you can drop the ball a little and they won't care
Yeah.
if you're funny because you're connected. You can't make somebody laugh if there's no connection there.
I think I said to you one time back in the, and I started to revisit this more, is that being present feels better than plans working.
Yeah,
Remember when it comes to
that's
like,
good.
I try and remember
Being
that
present
because
feels better than plans
working. And you know this too. It's like,
That's very good.
Because I'm such a planny comic, if that's a word. I plan my set. I'm going to start with this and I'm going to flow into that. And there's a guy with a mustache out there. I'm going to acknowledge the mustache and I'm going to say that I'd love to give that a ride. And you know, and I'm going to do that. And then hopefully he's going to point to his girlfriend and then I'm going to make fun of her because she's gorgeous.
Yeah,
And
which
then-
is a form of catastrophizing.
Totally.
It's like optimistic catastrophizing.
Exactly.
He'll probably say, "There, fuck. What if he doesn't
What
say
if he
that?
doesn't?
What if he
I've got a
says this?
line
Oh,
for
I'm
it."
going to need a line for that."
Yes, and I do that, and I do all this thing, and on the occasion that it has gone perfectly, that it got pops, and people are like, he's a magician. I don't know how he did it. You know, like all this stuff.
That sounded just like Country Wolf.
He's a magician. He's a superstar. I'm getting divorced.
I love him.
Yeah. I'll walk off stage and I'll be like, all right, cool. Like they fell for it, you know. Whereas,
And it didn't mean anything to you.
no, but
Like,
when I've gone out and things haven't gone to plan, and I've just sort of relaxed and I've just dealt with whatever's happening, and something funny's come from it, like a thought has popped into my head. Those are the times where I've walked off stage and been like, I can fucking do this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
funny.
yeah. That was
like
fulfilling.
that was not planned. That just came from I relaxed. That happened, and that worked. I can
Yeah.
do this because there's a fear that when you run out of tricks, which everyone does at a certain point,
Yeah.
you got nothing left, and you're nothing without the tricks.
Can you remember a gig where that like a gig that sticks out in your memory, or even the first gig where you felt that?
With you we did a I think it was Sorrento Football Club.
Did I do very, very well?
You did so good. But the reason that you did good, and this was the gig that pointed it out, was the mic didn't work. Remember this?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
The mic didn't work. The mic, you were emceeing, you
Yes.
went up, you tried for 5 minutes, fixed the mic, and you're like, fuck it, we'll just shout.
I think I broke something.
And you didn't break anything.
Did I break
it was just
something?
shit. It just didn't work.
I think I'm sure that I dropped it on the floor. And then
No, it was wireless and it didn't work, and you abandoned it. And like, of all the things to go wrong, I was like, I don't have a mic.
Yes.
I can't do my voices. I can't do, and it was
My
like
dad's wife was there.
your dad's
shouting
wife was
things.
heckling and shit, like, John, I love ya, you know, and then just yelling at me and shit.
This is the second time we've met.
Oh, she was gorgeous. And I remember I was like, oh, I'm going to bomb so bad. I don't even have a mic. And I went up and just was like, I got to be present. And I walked around this football club.
You were very good.
And I talked to this person. And then there was a really handsome guy. And then he spoke and he sounded like David Beckham. And that was the first gig where I was like, it was earlier on. And I was like, man, that set went good. And I did none of my jokes really.
Yeah.
And I just talked to them and it still worked. And then I watched other comics who I believe at the time were better than me and maybe still are on any given night, and they just stuck to their jokes and it didn't work. And I went, oh, I had to do that. If I had just stuck to my jokes, I would have gone terribly.
Some comics pivot and some comics don't.
Yeah.
But I think I used to slag that off. I used to not like that in a comic that they didn't pivot to accommodate the audience. But I think that's the thing in itself, because some comics don't care to pivot. It's like, this is what I do. I'm not for everyone.
Yep.
You can't be for everyone. If you don't like me, you don't like me. That's what I've got to give you. Sorry, it was not your thing.
And sometimes...
And I kind of respect that as well.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the lack of pivot works. Because what you forget as
That's
well
true.
is that, like, if they're coming off a high of an arse-eating bit with Tarbo, is that it's going to probably take you 90 seconds to 2 minutes for them to figure out what you're about and your rhythm. And if you pivot too early...
I think it's a people-pleasing thing for
Totally.
me. It was like, I am not willing to go and stand here for 20 to 25 minutes not being enough for you.
Without you loving
So
me.
I'm going to try and manipulate you into thinking I'm as fun as Tarbo.
Yes.
And I eat arse and talk about
Yeah,
it.
I don't. I hate the bum.
It's so yucky.
It's where poos come from.
It's where the poo lives.
I don't even like vagina, if I'm honest with you. I'd rather just
Put
cuddle
some
and...
underpants over it and some trousers, belted up at the waist, a fucking suit of armour if you can.
Yeah.
Keep that moisture.
The moisture. It is, isn't it? It's just such a dense area. It's like a fucking
Yuck.
swamp down there.
Genitals.
Yucky.
Gross.
So yeah, no, the pivot. I don't know what we're talking about, but the pivots can be good and can be bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel like that's... I'm a pivot guy. Mm-hmm. You're a pivot guy.
I like to pivot.
But I think that there's something... I don't think it's a lack of a skill set to not pivot. Some people are like, I have this material, and if you don't like it, shit happens.
Do you know what it is? I think that it's not so much pivot and not pivoting. It's about comics not caring. It's when you see a comic go, I'm not even going to try and win you over. It's like, that sucks. Whether you stick to your style or not and you don't try and change it up, if you still care about being funny for them and trying to give them a good time, that's great. That always works.
But maybe, I wonder, is there something in a pivot guy that goes, oh, maybe the material that I know full well works because I've tried it other places doesn't work. I'll try and pivot, you know? And then there's another guy thinking, I know this stuff works. I've done it plenty of places and it gets plenty of laughs. It's just not my night.
Yeah.
I'm not pivoting.
Yeah, I'd rather see, just personally, maybe it'll change over the time, but I'd rather see someone just go down swinging.
Yeah.
And just
styles make fights.
Yeah, I'd rather just see someone just like swing, get missed, get counted. Oh, I bombed, and then just the next one and try again, rather than a guy that just stays safe and is like, I'll do my jokes. I know they work.
Yeah.
You know?
There's something terribly noble in the guy that acknowledges it as well.
Oh yeah.
Which is that Wolfie's the king of that.
The king of the acknowledgement.
It's like, you're hating this. Yes. You know, the idea that he's even exaggerating about how bad they don't like it. Even people that
love him
are enjoying it fully.
Yeah, totally.
You can't stand me.
Yeah.
You know?
My favourite thing...
There's something lovely in that.
The thing about Wolfie that I think comics love as well is that at a certain point, like you become aware of the tricks, you become aware of the styles. You get a bit naturally jaded. You're like, good job, your tricks work, I see what you're doing, it's great, it's fun.
Yeah.
But honesty on stage, when a comic is honest, no matter how long you've been doing it, comics go, oh, that's funny because that's quite honest.
Yeah.
An honest moment.
Honesty's always funny.
Sometimes he does it when he's not being honest, but most of the time he can do it when he's honest, and it's always funny to us because he's like, I don't want to make you laugh. I want the love. I want money. I want fame. I want flowers on my grave. You know, he's like, I just want my kids back. You know, he doesn't want. He's like, I don't want to impress you. I hate you all. You know, and it's funny because it's coming from a place of truth where he's like, I don't want to work. I think
that's what made me laugh so much about. I'm not going to go up there and pretend I'm a loser. I'm not a loser.
Yes. There is something funny.
But I don't feel like a loser.
Do you know how many people...
Why do I have to pretend to be a loser?
Do you know how many people have said to me, why don't you just like rip your shirt off stage and just be like, I don't need this. And I'm like, because that's a meltdown.
Your shirt.
Yeah, rip my shirt, like I'm not doing good, pull my shirt off and start yelling at the crowd that I don't need this and just tensing at them like, look, I'm already winning. This is just a bonus for me. And I think that comics would enjoy it, but I'd never get booked again.
No, audiences would hate it.
Oh, they hate it.
Because, I mean, most audiences are so ugly. Aren't they munters?
Oh, they're so... Do you know what makes me panic more than anything? Because
fucking how many chins, Jesus.
One thing that I used to always do, and I still do it regularly, is that I would come out and I would sort of plan a bit of crowd work with some beautiful... I'd say, oh, there's beautiful people here.
Yeah.
Because there's always archetypes. There's an old guy.
Yeah,
there's a bald person. There's like an old couple. There's a guy with a colourful shirt.
There's always a bald person.
There's always someone bald. So I'd be like, oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come out and I'm going to be like, you're beautiful. There's beautiful people. But, oh, you're not beautiful. And it would be this easy thing, right?
Oh, you're not beautiful.
You're not beautiful, Jesus. And it would always be a guy. You can't do it to a girl. I'd be like, oh, we've got beautiful people and others. And then I'd be like, I'm joking. I want to fuck you. You're gorgeous. Yeah. It's an easy thing. Yeah. But what really panics me is when I'll peek through that curtain right there and I'll look in the front row, all of them munters. All of them disgusting. And I think they're going to be insulted if I come out with my gorgeous looks and I say... You people are beautiful. Like, they're going to be like, this cunt, he's fucking going to, look at how gorgeous you are. And they're all hideous and they know it.
That's such a
so I haven't got
funny problem to have.
It's so tough, man. I'm telling you, boys, it's rough out here.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Hot people problems are so funny.
It's rough. Why dig deeper?
There's no way for you to get around just having to always keep a sense of humour about that.
Yeah, it's well. The thing
Because
is,
what are you going to do? Like, what are you going to do? Like, emphatically
I'm
apologise?
so sorry about this. Walk out. I'm so sorry about this.
I apologise. I've been trying really hard on my physique.
But the good thing is, like my mate pointed out, is that like you said, most comedians are knobbly little goblins. I can't remember what you said, but they're disgusting, right? They're hideous people. So I'm like in that circle where I'm like, God, I'm Brad Pitt in here.
Yeah. I'm
Whereas,
glowing in this green
in
room.
the world, like,
Yeah.
it's probably a 6. And then I'm going to my mate. I'm like, dude, I need this mustache because you have no idea how good looking I am. He's like, dude, we're not in a green room full of fucking autistic people. You're out in the world and you're quite average.
You're an open mic
You're
in
a
Mount
normal
Lawley.
guy. And
Of
I'm
course,
like,
he's surrounded by
I
goblins.
can't believe you think I'm normal.
Yeah.
That's the energy I want. That's what I want people to think. You know, it's weird. This is the most unlikable interview of all time. They don't know me enough to be.
I think it's so
I'm joking. I'm the idiot. Fucking hell.
I've enjoyed it immensely. How long are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Whatever you want.
All right.
Keep going, and I'll flip it, and I'll do you.
I think I've run out of bloody
Little questions.
questions. What's your most memorable heckle? What you've ever had? I know that's such a hack question, but
No, most memorable heckle.
we actually covered most of my questions in there.
That's good. Most memorable heckle.
Have
Oh,
you
you know what's hard to deal with? Polite heckles.
Oh yeah.
Very hard to deal with a polite heckle.
Yeah.
Because if someone's really mean, like, I remember some guy in this crowd goes, "You got fucking gay shoes on." And I was Josh remembers it.
Was it Josh?
It was Josh. Guy was like, "You got fucking gay shoes on." And he'd actually been heckling
never said
most of the
that.
night. Yeah, he did. And he's like, he said, I think he said, the word that rhymes with baguette, shoes.
Right.
But he had been heckling all night, and I was up later in the night, so the audience hated him by this stage. So
Right.
I could turn on him. When someone is mean, you can turn on them and attack, and the rest of the audience love you for it.
Yeah.
Whereas if someone says, if they interrupt your rhythm and they're fucking up what you're doing,
And they're
but they've
nice.
set it nicely, it's very hard to be like, "Good job." Like, I understand. You know, it's
Weren't you mean to a person like that?
I've done it multiple
You had a
times.
terrible gig. Somebody said something. You were like,
Shut up. Yeah. I went out and they just whispered something and no one else heard them, so I shouldn't have acknowledged it. And I went, "What was that?" And she was like, "I just said that I've seen you before and I really like you." I was like, "Well, I'm here now. Shut up." And then the rest of the crowd were like, "What the fuck? You've just turned on the one person that actually likes you." And I was like, "Fucking shut up. Shut your mouth. I need this. I need a win. I'm not doing well."
I remember you telling me that.
But the polite heckles, I had one guy got up and I started and he said, you're too young for shoes like that. It's always about my fucking shoes now, I'm realising.
Yeah.
I had New Balance on and he was like, "You're too young for those." I'm like, "What was that, mate?" And he goes, "Those are dad shoes. You're a young, good-looking fella. Yeah, you don't need those shoes."
That's
And
in though, isn't it? That's
the
like ironic fashion is in.
Yes.
Mustaches started out ironic, and New Balance started out ironic, and now they're fucking cool.
So that's what I'm saying. He was like, he wasn't even being mean.
Yeah.
But he's interrupted me immensely. So I literally was like, I got nothing to say to that. I was like, "I've lost all credibility to the audience immediately, sir. Like, you've just destroyed me.
That's so much I wanted to say. You really fucked this.
You fucked this. I don't know how to deal with you." And then I just like stumble through the rest of my set. So polite heckles are tough. If someone's like, "I like your hair," you're like, "Fucking shut up." But you can't. Whereas if someone's like, "You're a fucking loser," you're like, "Oh yeah, well look at you," and you can turn on them, you know.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna, that's actually, I'm giving people ammo. Like, if you want to heckle a comedian, do it politely.
Do it politely.
And early.
Yeah, compliments. You been working out?
You smell great. I can smell you from here. Is that Jude? And they just be like, "Shut your fucking mouth," and then just lose the audience. That's tough to deal with. But yeah,
That's funny. I like that.
thanks, baby. He's going to put a little musical interlude in there. I love you.
I love you too.
I love you so much. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for getting to know me deeper.
Yeah. I just wanted to. I didn't like that you were always interviewing all these people, and I was thinking, oh, but he's got a bit of that's funny like that, and I kept seeing it all the time,
Yeah.
and then I thought we should
you
we
thought-
should drag some of that out of you.
And then what you've dragged out is that this guy thinks he's really good looking and it's tough for him.
Yeah, I mean, you have tanked it. You've made yourself really.
You didn't ask
Really
me about my traumas. You didn't ask me anything. You gave me zero ammunition. You were like, "That mustache is nice." And I was like, "Funny you should mention it."
Yeah. Oh, I'm hot.
It's I wasn't saying
Funny
that.
you should say I'm gorgeous.
Funny you should mention me
I've
good
been
looks.
gorgeous for some time.
It's been tough. No, but thank you for doing it.
Yeah,
Love you.
well, thanks for being a good interview and having lots of stories and shit like that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.